So the last time Julia tried doing a cold plunge with me into the Mediterranean, she lasted like 2 seconds. You gotta stay. Today you gotta last at least 60 seconds. Like, it's May, it's not even that cold anymore.
It's freezing, what are you talking about?
All right, maybe it's a little bit cold.
It's so cold. Okay. Okay, I'm in.
No, you gotta go up to your neck like this. Focus on your breath, deep breath.
Okay, I'm done.
12 seconds. Honestly, I don't think this even counts as a cold plunge anymore. I could sleep in here. All right, so it's now been 6 months since we've been married, and it's funny because I can remember like when we first moved in together, you're the first girl that I lived with. This was back in Boston after we've been dating for a year, and that freaked me out a lot. Like, I felt like I was gonna be trapped there. Like, if we break up now, we're gonna have to divide our furniture. I know your parents now. And I almost sabotaged things that first month and just broke up with you. I was like, maybe it's easier just to go back to being single.
Yeah, he was so weird the first month.
And if you're talking about marriage, that's like feeling trapped on a whole nother level. I think so many guys are afraid that, like, if I marry the wrong girl, well, now not only are we gonna have to like divide the furniture, but we're gonna have to go to court. She might try and take half of my assets. If we have kids, what's that gonna look like? We're gonna ruin the kid's life. It just seems so scary to like commit to marrying someone. And I'd be lying if I said that like the weeks and months leading up to the wedding that I wasn't having some second thoughts in the back of my head. Now, it's important to understand who we were when we first met back in 2016 because things have changed and developed a lot, and you don't really see all of that on YouTube. And I was a very different person, right? I had quit my software engineering job. I was not making much money at the time. I had not started YouTube. I was about to start YouTube. I was also a lot more like liberal and kind of like left wing in terms of how I viewed the world at the time. Julia, you weren't like a woke feminist, but you were definitely kind of independent minded.
Yeah, I mean, the last guy I was dating, you know, I felt like I had to wear the pants, I had to support the relationship. He did not take the lead, so I was very independent when I met David.
But then things started to develop and change. They could have gone a million different ways, but the way they went was we decided to move from Boston to Texas together. Then YouTube started picking up. I launched my clothing brand, Edge Lifestyle, and that's when Julia decided to quit her job as a school therapist and come work with me to help grow out these businesses. And at first, to be honest, that was like a bit rocky because it was weird, maybe me being your boss and your boyfriend, and we were going through a lot of like growth with the company, so she had to take on a lot of like the bitch work, and she wasn't always happy about that. Sometimes I had to put her in her place.
Sometimes I had to put him in his place.
But then we hired more employees and agencies as the businesses continued to grow, and that allowed me to reduce Julia's workload a lot. And I think that's around the time you were able to relax into more of like a traditional feminine role.
Yeah, I felt like more secure in our relationship. I knew that he was going to take care of me and like take the lead, and it allowed me to like focus on, you know, taking care of the house, the dogs, cleaning, that kind of stuff.
And look, I know a lot of guys romanticize this idea of traditional gender roles, which, by the way, I think that's best for a family if the man's more the leader, the woman's more the caretaker. But my point is, early on, that wouldn't have been possible with myself and Julia because I wasn't making enough money. And right now, maybe you're not making enough money, or you haven't developed your confidence enough that a girl's gonna feel comfortable just having you lead the way and make all the decisions. Look, my whole point here is that as I grew and developed as a man, I also kind of had to like craft this relationship into what it is today. But at the same time, I don't think just because you find like a traditional feminine girl that that's enough to marry her. Like, now I realize there's a much bigger factor in that decision. Workouts complete. Now I'm starving, and the problem is Julia's filming with me, so she's not at home cooking me up a delicious, nutritious lunch. But luckily for me, and for anyone out there who doesn't have someone cooking you up meals in the kitchen, today's video is sponsored by Factor. Check this out, bro. Factor makes it easier than ever to stay consistent with your diet and nutrition goals by delivering fresh, never frozen, dietitian-designed meals right to your doorstep. Too busy to cook? With Factor, you can skip the trip to the grocery store and skip the chopping, prepping, and cleaning up too. Factor meals are ready in 2 minutes flat, so all you have to do is heat and enjoy. If you're like me, you're working hard in the gym, you're trying to keep your protein high, I'd recommend trying their Protein Plus meals that come packed with 30 plus grams of protein per serving. And if you're trying to stick to a budget and cut back on takeout, Factor is perfect. Not only is Factor cheaper than takeout, but the meals are ready faster than restaurant delivery. Just 2 minutes. For today's meal, I got some turkey chili, it's got some zucchini in there as well. That's delicious. These are always on point. If you want to try out Factor for yourself, I got some good news. Because they're sponsoring today's video, if you go to factor75.com and use code HowToBeast40, you're gonna get 40% off your first Factor box. Just go to factor75.com or click that first link in description to get started now. This is a game changer. So now the big question, do I regret getting married? And spoiler alert, the answer is no. And part of that is because, like we talked about, the relationship has grown and developed in a positive direction. A lot of times relationships, they grow apart, right? We know statistically the biggest indicator of divorce is how long you've been dating. If you get married before 1 year of dating, divorce rate is super high. Once you get to 3 years of dating, it diminishes significantly. So as a bare minimum, I always think guys should date for at least 3 years before proposing. But beyond that, the chemistry is still great. Our sex life is great. Our life still feels like we're on this epic adventure together. It's fun. I'm excited still to be with her. That also a lot of times dissipates after, 6 months or 1 year. Then there's the gold digger factor, because I have a lot of wealthy, successful friends, and these guys are always a bit suspicious what the girl's motivation is. Like, obviously, when you're wealthy, it's going to be easier to meet attractive women because they find that attractive. But in the back of your head, you're always going to be questioning, like, is she just going to be waiting to hop to the next wealthy dude at some point? And with Julia, I met her, after I'd quit my software engineering job, but before I started making my own money. So it was actually at my low point in terms of my earning power. So in the back of my mind, I never have to have that doubt. Like, we grew together. And of course, I'm sure she enjoys the wealth we have the same way I enjoy the wealth we have. And it probably makes me more attractive to her that I've grown and developed as a man. But that wasn't there at the beginning. But again, I don't think having the masculine feminine dynamic is enough on its own for marriage. I don't think having chemistry that lasts is enough on its own. You need to have the chemistry, and you also need to have the compatibility. Like, if you're like me and you want to be able to move locations from time to time, but your girl has a career that's tying her down to one place and she's not open to that, that's not going to work long term. If your girl wants to be, a career independent woman, that's fine. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But if you want to have someone who's going to be able to really relax into that feminine role, that's also probably not going to have that long-term compatibility. The same thing goes if you want to have children, but she's not sure she wants to be a mom. Luckily for me and Julia, basically everything lines up. So there's no friction in how this is going to work in the long term. And of course, if you just want to play the field and spin plates, then do that. I don't think I would have been able to commit to one woman if I hadn't gone through a player phase and experienced a lot of different women. But now where I'm at, just like the love, the companionship, the support I get from having a super dope wife, I don't regret it, man. Now another paddle update, because we have a tournament coming up. We signed up for a tournament, and the problem is right now, we've gotten better than people who are brand new and who suck, and it's not fun to play with people who suck. But then when we play with people who are actually good,
we suck.
It's kind of like we suck. So we're in a tough spot.
But we're enjoying it, and we're excited for our paddle tournament.
And today we got a couple repeat opponents. We got Ishmael over here, and then Daniel from Italy.
Yeah.
The south of Italy?
The south. Sicily.
He's a dangerous player. He's a dangerous player. All right, some quick highlights. First, we got Daniel and Julia against me and Ish. I try and lob Daniel, but he smashes it. That's a weak lob, but I'm able to make it back, smash his smash, and then it's off to the races. Julia in the corner, digging herself out. Ish with a nice low volley. Daniel not able to save it. Let's go. Point for us. Next point here. I'm going in on Julia, trying to smash her, but she's defending well, man. She's gotten really good at defending in the corner. The weakness in her game now is more attacking. Now, I'm pressing her back here, trying to win this point. This is a longer point here. A nice, good rally. Ish off the back glass. Julia, that was an easy one. I was able to kind of try and place Daniel, but great defense by Daniel. Ish finishes her off. Now we swap sides, same teams though, and on this point, there's going to be a lot of overhead balls coming my way, and that's been my weakness in the past, staying consistent on those, because you want to hit them low and hard with backspin off the back glass. Here, that bounces way easy for Daniel to return it, but this one here, a lot better. You see how it kind of dies. Julia can't get to it. Now we swap teams. It's me and Julia against the bros. Daniel puts me in that back corner, which is very difficult. I play it off the glass. He comes in for the smash. He doesn't hit it that well though, so I'm able to return the smash. We got a Spanish man walking by. The point continues off that back glass, and Ish can't
get to it.
Gains, bro. That is the best paddle that Julia and I have ever played on the same team.
I think I figured out like why we weren't playing well together. David doesn't like turn on.
It's my fault, I'm sure.
No, David doesn't play good the first 2 games, and then after he just plays like unbelievable. So I need him to like turn on for the first 2 games, or I like get in my head and then we end up losing.
So I think we need Julia to just to like be able to realize it's more than 2 games and stay focused after that. Also, huge news because on Monday, the new Edge collection, might have just broke our backpack. The new Edge collection finally goes live. It all starts with our new enhanced mesh tee. That's the shirt I've been rocking all video. It's the perfect gym shirt because it makes you look jack, and the enhanced mesh fabric has insane 4-way stretch. We're also bringing back our fastest selling joggers of all time, the performance jogger. And we're bringing back our best selling tech backpack. This is just a minimal aesthetic masculine bag. It does not look cheesy like most other backpacks. And finally, we're dropping our new performance logo socks. It's summertime, bro. When you're wearing some shorts, you gotta have some cool socks to go with it. And ready, because you're watching my video, I'm gonna hook up the first 100 guys who place an order over $100 with a free $25 gift card to use on your next order. To take advantage of that, just click the second link down in the description to sign up for our email list. And that way, when the launch goes live, we'll let you know how to take advantage of that offer. I have lost all the height on my backflip since I've left Texas. Also, after playing paddle, I just like pound these Powerades because they don't really have Gatorade in Texas. I've had like 4 of these. It's just so hot. I thought I left the heat behind me in Texas, but then in Marbella, it's fucking hot, bro. I say that, but it's only 73 degrees out. I guess if I was back in Texas and it was like 100 and I tried to play 2 hours of paddle, I wouldn't be drinking Powerades. I'd be in the hospital bed with an IV hooked up to me, maybe not alive anymore. Also, I've been getting this damn farmer's tan because I'm always wearing a short sleeve shirt, and I came out here to get rid of the farmer's tan, and now it's cloudy out, so it's farmer's tan life, bro. All right, let's end it on a better backflip than that first one. So for dinner, we're checking out a new spot that they just opened up right around the corner from our house. It's called Calma y Chaos. And also, take a look at the outfits here. We got our boho vibe on. Is that what it's called, boho?
You're boho. I don't know what I'm called.
You're called Julia. So this place is insane. We just got a tour. The bottom is chaos. It's Mediterranean food. The rooftop, or at least the upper floor we're on now, is called Calma, and it's all sushi and cocktails.
It's absolutely stunning. It's huge, and the interior is like so well done. That's one thing I love about Marbella is the restaurant scene here is on point.
So we got this like Mex sour cocktail is called. That's good. It's like fruity but sour. Then we got some spicy edamame, some spicy tuna tartare to start. Now, the sushi. A sushi expert told me you don't put the soy sauce in nice sushi. So I'm doing no soy sauce. This one's got like salmon and other good shit in there. The freshness, the consistency, the mixture of flavors. 9.5 out of 10. And now we're going to see the new Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3.
Woo! I can't wait to see it.
Volume 1 was like a GOAT movie. Volume 2 was alright. Man.
I want you all to know that I'm grateful to fight beside my friends.
Incinerate them.
Guardians of the Galaxy Volume Trace. What do you say?
Ooh, it was so good. It was really sad. So expect it to be sad. I would give it like a 9 out of 10.
9.5. Dinner 9.5. Movie 9.5. Chris Pratt is a OG beast. Top 5 actor for sure. If you like to be happy, we'll also maybe cry a little bit, but if you like good movies, you owe yourself to go see it.
It was funny, but really sad.
It was good. If you made it to the end of the video, I appreciate you, bro. I recommend you watch that one next. And if you're new to the channel, click down there to subscribe, as I release 2 new videos every single week. You don't want to miss them. I'll talk to you in the next video. Stay beastly.